What up, YouTube? It's the Youngest Chief, and today I just want to talk about how I discovered my own gifts, my own unique talents, and geez, you see that hairline? Jesus, or that crease, or whatever. Jesus. All right, but yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I just want to let you guys know how I discovered my own talents and my unique gifts that the Creator blessed me with. But before we begin, I just want to say thank you, Great Spirit, Father, Son, Mother Earth. Thank you. Thank you to the ancestors. Thank you to ascended masters, gods, goddess, deities. Thank you. Thank you to the directions, the east, the south, the west, the north, and above and below and center. Thank you. Thank you to elemental spirits. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, animal spirits. And thank you, anybody, if I forgot. Love you all, ancestors. Miigwech. Oh yeah, and before I start, I'm just gonna do a little daily love meditation. Photos and wisdom to boost your spirit. Oh yeah, and also if you like this content, please share, comment, subscribe, like. It'd mean a lot to me. Love you guys. And yeah, March 18th. Like all magnificent things, it is very simple. Natalie Babbitt. It can be. If you don't think and you just use your intuition, it can be really simple. But when you start thinking, that's when things get that's when you get yourself in trouble. But I'll tell you guys how I developed my intuition, because I didn't always, like, I always had like a feeling. I never really followed it, but when I got this Animal Speaks book is when I started developing my intuition. It was never like on point like it is today. Well, I mean, it always has been, I guess. I just never really listened to it at first, because I didn't, even though like my body was trying to warn me or tell me something, like I just couldn't make sense of it before I began. So I didn't really learn to trust it until I started getting signs from spirit and communicating with spirit on how to use my intuition. Thank you to the spirit of the sage. Thank you for your medicine, your healing. Shout out to birds, man. I really love birds. I wish I was a bird, for real. If you could be an animal, what animal would you choose to be? But yeah, let's begin. So yeah, my journey started started hardcore pretty much probably 3-4 years ago. That's when my buddy introduced me to the Present Moment, like a metaphysical shop. Highly recommended in Minneapolis. Go check it out. No, they're not sponsoring me, but they got everything you need: crystals, books, herbs, incense, resins. They got everything you need. But tarot cards, oracle decks, yeah. But my journey started about 4 years ago when I started seeing. So I was living in like Minneapolis, right outside Minneapolis in Bloomington, and I seen an eagle like 7 days in a row, and I was like, man, this has got to mean something. So I went to the present moment, and I got this book, Animal Speaks, and it changed my life, low key. Because after I went and bought this book, is when I started. That's when spirits started really like initiating me like hardcore. They like were working on me hefty, and I carried this book with me everywhere I went for like 2-3 years probably, and I always carried like a messenger bag or like a like a like I don't even know, like a satchel thing type, yeah. And I would just always collect like rocks or feathers, just anything unique. I just would collect it, and then I would just, yeah, I was outside like every day for so long, just learning from Mother Earth, just being a student. And if you just watch and observe, Mother Earth teaches us like so many things, and especially when you like are serious about it and like really like communicate with her and like work with her, she is she'll show you some beautiful things, some very beautiful things. But so yeah, after I got this book, I started reading it, right? And then it's got the index of what each animal means and like what they represent, like the armadillo and dragonfly, like all types, snow leopard, like any animal you could think of, it tells you what it represents. But in my case, I started finding feathers. So in my backyard at the time, I found like woodpecker feathers, like a whole bunch of them, a gang of them. And then I got this app on my phone, like bird identifier or something. And if I took a picture of the feather, it would identify the bird for me. So then, after I did that, after I figured out what type of bird it was, I would go to the book, and Spirit would have like a little message for me. See, like, let's say I found like turkey feathers, like right here. So after I'd find a turkey feather, I'd be like, okay, Mother Earth, what you trying to tell me? Or what are you trying to tell me, Spirit? And it says, shared blessings and harvest, cycle of power, autumn. The turkey is sometimes called the Earth Eagle. It is long history associated with spirituality and the honoring of Earth Mother. This was the first feather I actually found, was a turkey feather. Wait. No, there's the woodpecker one and then the turkey. But, it is a symbol of all the blessings that Earth contains, along with the ability to use them to their greatest advantage. The turkey can live to be 12 years old. 12 is a significant number in that the Earth revolves around the sun in 12 months, reflecting a tie between the turkey and the honoring of life cycles of Earth. Those who have the turkey as a totem can usually expect a year of harvest. Turkeys are native birds to this continent, and they were even raised to the Aztecs and Mayans. Almost every part of the turkey had usefulness. They were used as food, their feathers were used as decorations, and even their bones were used to make whistles. They have intricate mythology among Native Americans. Turkey helped create the world, showing humans how to raise corn and fighting off evil spirits like the owl. Some tribes think the owl is evil, some tribes don't. It really depends on where you... I don't think owls are evil at all. I think they're beautiful. Like, some stories teach how Indian sorcerers would turn themselves into turkeys and prowl around other villages. Which is, what they mean by that is they would use like their feathers in like their dancing, their rituals, basically. Like, that is how one way you can integrate and merge the energies together. Like acting like the animal, being like the animal, like doing poses like the animal does, you know. If a bird is like sitting in a tree, like if you like meditate, like in that posture type, you can pick up the energies from the bird, or like you can get their energies a lot easier that way if you be like them in a sense. But the turkey is part of the chicken family, and the characteristics of it should be studied as well by anyone with the turkey as a totem. Some believe that the name for the bird came from the Hebrew name for peacock, tuki. The turkey is one of the most adaptable birds. Although once threatened, it is now surviving strongly in the wild. Its greatest threat is its loss of habitat. Although they can adapt to most environments, their preference is in the forest lands. The diet of the turkey is varied, and it can eat up to a pound of acorns. Yeah, but anyway. Vulture. Hey, shout out to the vulture. Shout out to Mott, the wearer of truth. This is how light your heart has to be in order to say whether or not you lived a just lifetime, in order to get to the heavens. Shout out to the vulture, but its keynote is purification, death and rebirth, new vision, cycle of power year-round, summer and winter. In the earliest of times, the sun lived very close to the earth, so close in fact that life upon the earth was becoming unbearable. The animal world got together and decided to do something about it. They wanted to move the sun further away. The fox was the first to volunteer, and he grabbed the sun by its mouth and began to run to the heavens. After a short while, the sun became too hot, burning the fox's mouth, and he stopped. To this day, the inside of the fox's mouth is black. Then the possum volunteered. He wrapped his tail around the sun and began running towards the heavens. Before long, though, the sun became too hot, burning his tail, and he had to stop. To this day, the possum has no hair upon its tail. It was then when the vulture stepped forward. Vulture was the most beautiful and powerful of birds. Upon its head was a beautiful mantle of rich feathering that all other birds envied, knowing that the earth would burn up unless someone moved the sun. The vulture placed its head against it and began to fly to the heavens. With power strokes of its wings, it pushed and pushed the sun further and further up into the heavens. Though it could feel its crown feathers burning, the vulture continues until the sun was set at a safe distance in the sky away from the earth. Unfortunately, vulture lost its magnificent head of feathers for eternity. The vulture is probably the most misunderstood and misaligned bird. People see them as gross and associate them only with death, but myths and tales abound that reflect the exact opposite. Even a brief examination of the variety of myths about it and a cursory look at its behavior will reveal a true wonderful creature. Jesus. In Greek tradition, the vulture was considered to be a descendant of the griffin, a mythical creature usually depicted with a combination of animal characteristics. It was the symbol of the heaven and earth, spirit and matter, good and evil, guardian and avenger. It was considered the avenger of the nature spirits. To the ancient Assyrians, the angel of death would come in the form of a griffin. It embodied the union between the falcon and its solar aspects as the feline aspects of the night, a reflection of never-ending vigilance. The vulture is thus linked to the griffin as a guardian of the mysteries of life and death and the road of salvation. For more information on the griffin, blah, blah, blah. In Egypt, the goddess of truth, Ma'at, is usually depicted carrying a vulture feather. In parts of Egypt, the vulture is also a mother symbol, probably because it devours corpses, enabling other life to sustain itself. Other animals and birds represented a form of divine power which would dispose of what could otherwise be dangerous in life and health. Life and death were both often mother symbols. To the Pueblo Indians, it was a symbol of purification. Its medicine would restore harmony that had been broken. Its feathers were used in rituals for grounding after shape-shifting ceremonies, facilitating the return to the self. Turkey vulture assisted with such transition. It was used to dispel evil, to break contact with the dead, as in channeling, shape-shifting, and other forms of mediumship, to discharm objects, and to even recover slain warriors. In folk beliefs, the turkey vulture comes back after the winter. There will be... Wait. When turkey vulture comes back after the winter, there will be no more frost. Also, the wearing of a feather of a black buzzard was thought to prevent rheumatism, which is arthritis, I think. Maybe not. I think it's a little different. They also have been associated wrongly with greed and heartlessness. See, I feel like that's what a lot of people look at me like, the vulture. I feel like that's the vibe I give off to a lot of people. Like, I just very misunderstood. And that's why I do a lot of things that other people just around me, they try to do some of the things that I do, but it's just like, it doesn't work for them, because it's like not everybody can work with every type of medicine, unless you're like, I don't know, unless they let you, I guess. Unless you can, if you want, if you develop a relationship with all animals and plants and everything, like, you can work with all types of them. But yeah, I feel like I brought truth, but like, I'm speaking my own truth, and I feel like it's allowing a lot of others to like speak their own truths, or to live out the life that they want to live. I don't know, I kind of feel like a trailblazer, or like I don't know. I've always just like swam upshore, I guess, against the stream. But yeah, the vulture is a member of the raptor family, but unlike most raptors, hawks, and owls, etc., its weak feet and short talons make it unsuited for tearing and grasping. It relies on others to do the killing. Although their role as scavengers is often considered disgusting, it serves an extremely valuable and necessary function. It limits infections and bacteria from corpses that could otherwise spread to other animals who do not have the resistance. They serve to keep the environment clean and in balance. They prevent the spread of disease. And like, when you work with turkey, or like when you work with like vulture medicine, I spoke in like one of my recent videos of how I can pick up people's energies, and or I can pick up all type of energies through things I touch, like through my sensory, through touch. So when people come around, like when they come around me when they are sick or not feeling well, I can feel it in my own body. I swear to you, I can feel it. And like, I'm supposed to use that. I'm supposed to use the like vulture medicine to help transmute it from them, like out, and then back down into the center of Mother Earth. Believe it or not. But that is another reason why it's very hard to be around a lot of people, or in a large crowd or stuff like that. Like, my sensories just get like overloaded. It's tough. But there are several varieties of vultures, and I feel like my guru, I feel like he understood that like I had some type of gift that I can, like, I don't get sick from these type of things. Like, I can't confirm it 100% if what he did, but I don't know. I just believed him, so when he told me, like, try this, whatever medicine it may be, I just did it anyways, not knowing, like, what it could really be, and I don't know. But I just never got sick. There are several varieties of vulture. Each has its own unique characteristics. All walk, stand, and perch firmly and with dignity, a kind of unspoken confidence in themselves regardless of their appearance. The condor has the largest wingspan, and it is the world's largest flying bird. The wingspan of the Andean condor can reach 12 feet. The California condor can reach 9 feet. Again, 12 and 9, those are very important numbers. The king vulture of Mexico, Argentina will fly alone or in pairs, usually high and far away from others. See, that is one reason why I stay alone a lot of the time. It's not because I don't like people. It's not because I don't want help. Because I would very much love help, and I'd very much love to be around other people. But it's very hard to like be around energies and then distinguish what is my own and what is somebody else's. But yeah, most people in this country are familiar with two types, the black vulture and the turkey vulture. Often called buzzards, they are simply vultures. The black vulture is named for its color, scientific name, blah blah blah, meaning vulture dressed in black. It usually is solid black with a white spot at the end of each wing. The black vulture has a shorter tail and cannot soar as well as the turkey vulture. It spends more time on perches and often nests in hollow logs. The turkey vulture has a long tail and bicolor wings. It is a creature of grace when it flies. Its scientific name, Cathartes aura. Cathartes aura, meaning golden purifier. They will congregate on communal roosts at night and at dawn. In the early morning sun, they will outstretch their wings to try to dry the dew, giving the appearance of honoring the rising sun. Like Mott. That's why you see her with her arms stretched wide like that. That's what she's doing. She's honoring the sun. And shout out to the owl, because that's what the owl does as well. Like the owl watches over the night and welcomes the morning sun every day. But although homely in appearance, when just standing in flight, these raptors are magnificent specimens. They soar with grace and an ease that is thrilling. For those with this totem, it speaks of the coming of time when you will be noticed more for what you do than for how you appear. That time is now. The vultures have a wonderful ability to see and use the thermals rising from the earth, giving them lift. So you know how like the ocean has like tidal waves like deep in the, you know, like Nemo, you know, when they jump in the thing. The earth has to have like the same type of thing, like as above so below. There has to be. And that's why we have them like geysers and whatever. There has to be some type of same exact thing. But through like zero gravity craft or whatever they call it, like spacecraft, a way that they can get lifted is from these thermal gravity like pockets in the earth or like places on earth that can give them lift, because you know that all it needs is like to get lifted up, and then it just rides basically the tidal wave, or you know, it's basically like a highway system or like a slide basically, just whoosh. But yeah, that is how flying cars can become a thing that do not use any type of gas. And you don't need cars to fly, but it's a lot more difficult, let's say. You have to be a lot more like advanced. The vultures have their ability to use the thermals is often linked to auric vision, the ability to see the subtle energies, emanations from the body. We have all experienced thermals in our life. When we have driven down a road on a hot summer day and see the heat rising off the surface, this is a thermal. To the human ground observer, these currents are often visible for a few feet above the concrete. The vulture can see them as they rise into the sky. When on the ground, the vulture cannot see or feel the thermals, but in the air, they are sensitive to every aspect of the currents. If turkey vulture has come into your life, you will probably soon start to see auras and colors of around people and things. If not, the vulture can help teach you. The vulture is a patient hunter. It can soar for hours without flapping its wings. That's what I mean. Like, you just ride the thermals. And they use no energy. None. They are tremendous symbols of flight without power. That's what I'm trying to be. I don't want power. I don't care for power. They ride the thermals and windborne updrafts, my bad. They use air currents to interfere with the pull of gravity and allow themselves to fly. In essence, they do not need to expand much energy to oppose gravity. This is seen in the fact that their wings rarely move, reflecting that the power for flight does not come from them. They simply use what is available. That's what I love to embody. But, what was I just going to say? I can't think of it. One of the mystical secrets believed to be held by the Oh, yeah, I just remembered. Love is like the opposite of gravity. So, gravity pulls us down. Love raises us up. Again, symbolic. Everything is hidden knowledge, occult knowledge, wisdom. Truth is power. Knowledge is power. Wisdom is power. But yeah, love, that's why they say when you ascend, you raise your vibrations through love. And then you see things from a higher perspective that is ascending. Right? One of the mystical secrets believed to be held by the vulture is the ability to levitate. Levitation is the law of spirituality. Gravity is the impulse towards the material and mundane, physical. The vulture denies the material. Its ability to float, rise, and soar has been seen as a symbol of movement away from the mundane. It is a symbol of the disintegration of physical holds. It is a symbol of distributing one's energy so that gravity does not weigh and hold one down, be it in actual gravity of the earth or the gravity of mundane situations and experiences. They can also fold their wings well above the horizontal level, which is unique among raptors and most birds. It helps them in their soaring. When they do flap their huge wings, they provide a powerful thrust forward and thus do not need to be used that frequently. This ability to use energy powerfully and efficiently is part of what vulture teaches. Vultures are also noticed for their keen eyesight. Some scientists believe they pass subtle messages visually from one bird to another, especially when a carcass is found. They can spot kills over many miles. Their eyes see 8 times more sharply than humans. Same with the eagle. 8 is the infinity symbol. They see all, they just see infinite. One of its most powerful senses is the sense of smell. The turkey vulture has a highly developed sense of smell. They can find food simply by smelling it if necessary. The black vulture's sense of smell is not quite as developed. The sense of smell has long been associated with higher forms of discrimination in metaphysical traditions. Turkey vulture can assist you in developing your own sense of smell that you can use effectively in all areas of your life. It will help you to decide whether or not something doesn't quite smell right in your life. The sense of smell is also associated with aromatherapy, and for those with the turkey vulture as a totem, this may be the most effective holistic health technique to develop or use on yourself. The turkey vulture has a unique digestive system. When we examine the kinds of foods it eats, it's no wonder. It has a resistance to botulism thousands of times higher than humans. The digestive tract contains chemicals that kill the virulent bacteria that is on the foods they eat. I think that is what my guru found out. I'm not sure. I'm pretty positive that is what happened, but I'm not positive, but I know, because my guru would always tell me how important it is to eat organic, and how it is very important. Don't get me wrong, it's very important. I I won't recommend eating all that other stuff, but I do it anyway just because, yeah. I love to eat more organic though if I can, if possible, but his body would always affect him way more when he would eat like bread and stuff like that that's not organic. And like I never had that issue whatsoever. Like my body is just a champ, except for when it comes to dairy because I'm lactose. But yeah, that's another thing I feel like he realizes that like there's something unique or special about my body. It is not unusual for those with vulture totems to have changes in their own digestive system occur. Foods that used to be enjoyed and have no side effects may become less compatible. On the other hand, foods always thought of as incompatible may become compatible. Foods that you eat are going to have a more noticeable effect on your energy system. Pay attention to how you feel physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually after eating various foods. You will soon discover which you may need to avoid and which you may need to increase. When the turkey vulture comes as a totem, there may also be changes in your eliminative processes. The turkey vulture is one of the few animals that will eliminate over its own legs and feet. It will squirt excrement on itself. This is due partially to cleansing the feet and legs of bacteria that may have accumulated on them while the vulture was feeding on the carcass. The same antibacterial chemical in the digestive tract is found within the excrement, serving as a bactericide for the legs and feet. That's kind of weird, but this does not mean that those with the vulture totem are going to have problems with incontinence. Those with the vulture totem should make sure their own eliminative system is working properly and regularly. If your energy is down or you feel yourself coming down with a cold or such, check your bowel movements. They may need to be stimulated. That is why I feel like another reason why using stimulants in a responsible manner type thing for it's medicine basically. For me, it can be used as a medicine if treated with respect and care and not just 24/7 you know what I mean? Just 20 you get what I mean. Another reason that the vulture does this is to cool off the legs and feet. This is something that is also healthy and beneficial to those with vulture totems, especially if they're having trouble handling the heat. Soak the feet in cool water and you will find some wonderful and quick results. The vulture actually keeps itself quite clean and in the wild will bathe frequently. The featherless head enables the vulture to remain relatively clean as it dips its head into the entrails and carcasses. Had it feathers, bacteria would accumulate in them. Thus, the lack of feathers prevents infection. The sun rays also serve as a disinfectant for the head. Each morning, it will face the sun with wings outstretched to warm the feathers and to cleanse itself of bacteria that may still remain. In this fashion, the wings actually serve as mini solar collectors. Yeah, that's true. Sitting in the sun is so good because the sun gives us new energy. It gives every one of our cells in our body life, new life. It heals any pains and sickness. Just imagine light. So get this: if you have a pain in your body or in your cells, try to feel exactly which cells they are. Meditate and then try to feel exactly, pinpoint where it's exactly at. And then meditate in the sunlight and imagine seeing those lights, those sun rays traveling through that exact pinpoint in your body. And you will feel your cells restoring themselves. Don't believe me? Try it. Don't take my word for it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all too. Don't just believe me because I say it. Actually try it. The vulture has no real voice. It will force air out its bill and hiss. To some, this reflects the lesson of acting rather than talking. To some, it shows that vulture medicine has to do with performing rather than talking about performing. Vultures usually lay their eggs on bare ground. The young are extremely sensitive to interference. There is a long period of incubation and breeding and rearing a single chick, and thus the parent does not go far in search of food. The young do not leave the nest or fly until 3 months. For this reason, there is a belief that it may take as much as 3 months before an individual begins to truly move past the death stage to rebirth, as it's symbolized by the vulture. In alchemy, the vulture was a symbol of sublimation, particularly because of its resemblance to the eagle. The vulture was considered a sign of confirmation of a new relationship between the volatile aspects of life and the fixed, the psychic energies and the cosmic forces. It was a promise that the suffering of the immediate was temporary and necessary for a higher purpose was at work, even if not understood at the time. It reflects that no matter how difficult the life conditions, rescue is as imminent in your life as was the rescue of Prometheus by Hercules. Interesting. Yeah. See, like those are all of those things that I just read. I can start like developing those type of like gifts or energies, powers, whatever you want to call them, characteristics. I can use them by just having one part of the bird. Having this feather like gives me the ability to use the energy from its spirit is still in this feather. They say like each one of these little, you know how feathers have like each one of these has one little line? That represents like it would be like a brain cell, like one link. And yeah. But that's why they also say like when you find a feather, like meditate on it and observe its colors, and it'll teach you a lot just by looking at it. So we got like the blue jay, vulture, we got the crow. I got woodpecker, eagle. I got great horned owl, and I got like a screech owl. I'm pretty sure, maybe. I don't know, some type of owl. It's either that or like barred owl. And turkey feather. I got a bunch more. I had like filled up a couple buckets of them, low key. But that is one way how Spirit had taught me to develop my gifts and abilities through exchanging energies with my brothers and sisters in the sky, on the ground, in the earth. And I have become very in tune with my surroundings and all things on earth. And when it says that, like, the vulture doesn't care about the mundane things of life, neither do I, really. As you can see, I think I still I can still have a good deserving life if I wanted, if that's what I choose. But I don't know, we'll see. Obviously, I want something more than this for right now, but anyway, I would highly recommend this Animal Speaks book. I highly recommend going outside learning from Mother Earth. I had nobody to teach me this. Nobody taught me any of this. No, nobody. I had to learn all this stuff myself. But, and that's a thing too, like whatever, like you don't have to take it for exact meaning, like the stuff like that, the characteristics of the bird, obviously, but like what the bird represents to you trumps all things. So like, let's say eagle represents prophecy, but to you the eagle represents like strength or leadership, I don't know, just something else, then that's what it means to you, and then you can still get those same energies from that same feather, even if it doesn't, you know what I mean? You gotta use discernment. That's why when they say like divining, when you divine, whatever feeling it comes to you, trust that instinct, trust your intuition. And the whole time I was getting these quests, or like, so I'd find one feather after another, and it would lead me onto this, and I would trust spirit, and I would do like these things that people were thinking were like crazy at the time. They're like, well, what are you doing? They're like, we've never seen you act like this, really. And I was like, I don't know, I'm just trusting like what spirit is telling me. I was like, there's no way this is a coincidence, and there's no way that I keep finding feathers. Like every time when I learned the lesson, a new one would come, like a different kind. And I was just like, and it led like perfectly, like a map, like a treasure map, basically a treasure map to ascending to a higher vibration that I'm so happy that I did, because I very much have love and respect for all things that I didn't have like before, basically. It also talks about how to make like prayer sticks and wands. It also talks about how to heal through hold up. We done, boy. Okay. Let me see, where is it? Right here. Breathing through the feather. So this is how I believe that I could personally heal somebody, like with a sickness or something. Not I shouldn't say that. Spirit. I can't heal it, but spirit can heal it through me. You see what I'm saying? I am sorry, spirits. I'm sorry. That was wrong of me. I do not take credit for any of this. Exercise 3. Breathing through the feathers. This is a powerful technique. Why can't I read right now? My mouth is so dry. Exercise 3. Breathing through the feathers. This is a powerful technique for activating the healing energies of the feather and its corresponding bird archetype. It facilitates sending specific healing energies into areas of the body. In essence, with your breath, you send the energies of your bird totem into the body and energy system to elicit specific effects. It is important to know the specific qualities of your feather and its bird for the healing to be most effective. Certain birds are more effective for working on some conditions of the body than others. For example, a turkey vulture's feathers is wonderful for cleansing the aura, the bowel movements, and the entire digestive tract. A cardinal feather can be used to breathe new vitality into blood conditions. It is especially effective with anemia problems. A study of your bird totem will help you identify specifically which body system and organs are most easily affected by it. Also keep in mind that any feather can be used to align with the energies of any bird. Even if you do not have a vulture feather, you can still align with its energies and use the feather you do have to breathe through for alleviation of the digestion and such. Simply remember that as you breathe on the feather, you do have to activate its energies. Hold within your mind the image and the qualities of the bird whose energies you wish to invoke. It's kind of like how some people invoke like negative spirits or like jinns or they just like channel through I don't know, sometimes negative energies. But it's easy to invoke anything, whether it be good for good or bad. There's gonna be both regardless. But I suggest like not working with sketchy spirits, and you only work with spirits that you like are comfortable with, that you have built a relationship with. Because if you invoke a spirit that is like a genie, they say like don't. The only way you can get out of a contract with a genie is to outsmart them, right? I don't know how you do that. I feel like I figured it out one time, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah, but that's the way. That's the like that's what they say. Like the only way to get out of a contract with a genie, or because they say most genies are selfish, or they only want like. They basically want to use you for their own benefits or to get something out of you. Even though, like, yeah, you might be able to get, like, some things out, but it's going to cost you. You know what I mean? That's why you only want to work with spirits, gods, goddesses, deities that you have built a trusted foundation and relationship with. Especially if you invoke them and you are doing it for, like, invocation. Or what's the other word? I don't know. Why can't I think of it right now? It's basically when you step outside of your body and you allow this spirit in. And I don't do that though. I don't have to do that because I can exchange energy just right here, me and you. And I don't have to let a spirit enter my body and me step out of it. That's why like people are always surprised and they think like they wonder where I get this information from, and it's like it's not that I don't like it's not I don't even know how to describe it. It's like yeah, I don't even know. It's like basically when you become your own master, basically, like you understand how the universe works. You understand how, you're basically like at that type of level, like, you know what I mean? I'm not even saying that egotistically at all. So like, please don't even think that. But that's basically what it is. I don't really channel anything. I just pray and give thanks, and I just speak. It just comes out of me. Like, I don't try to think too much. I just speak. So, but yeah. So those who let spirits like enter their body to do some type of like, if in order to get like money, like fame, or to get recognition, or to whatever the case may be, I'm telling you right now, you do not have to do that. There are ways that you don't have to. And I also believe that but this is the thing right here though. Like when it comes to like, so they say if you are a medicine man at the highest level of the Midweedwin Lodge, which is the Native American religion's secret society, those are like the priests. Them are the ones that could do I can't think of it now. They're the ones that can do exorcisms. So like I believe spirit could do it through me, if there was like sweat lodge, and yeah, basically, let's say someone needed like an exorcism, or someone just needed to get the spirit out of them that they had invoked, that it doesn't want to leave their body. If I had built like a sweat lodge and I had them come in the sweat lodge, I would basically chant and pray while like using a drum or a rattle, and like call upon like the Great Spirit to have the spirit leave the body, basically. And you could use like herbs too, but you could use feathers. Like an eagle feather is like, or any type of feather, but the vulture feather, like, and certain like artifacts like too as well can help with that. But I mean, each culture probably has their own type of thing like that as well, I guarantee it. And what artifacts that they use, like their priests would have used for things like that. But I guarantee you every culture had the same type of thing, I guarantee it. But yeah, that's why I say, like, it's okay if you've been tricked by the devil. It's okay that, but because, so get this. When I was in psychosis, my soul left my body. When that happens, it allows an opportunity for a wandering soul, like a lost soul, lost spirit, to enter into your body. So if you are vibrating at a low vibration, if there are like bad energies around, it can hijack your body basically, and then you are outside of your body trying to get back in, but the spirit has entered into your body and it doesn't want to leave because, again, it needs a home to function. You get what I mean? And this happens a lot more than you would think. And that's why they say don't hang around, like, you are what you hang around. If you're hanging around low vibrational people, and then your mom's wondering why, Sarah's acting strange lately, it's probably because this spirit had seized an opportunity when Sarah, went down to a low vibration, because some people she was hanging around influenced her, and she, I don't know, maybe out of fear or whatever happened, might have got hijacked, or might have been manipulated into her body being hijacked, basically, and now her spirit is stuck outside of it. Like, we've all heard like stories of like people at hospitals when they say like they've like seen themselves above their body, and like they thought they were dying and stuff, but then they like re-enter. That's like the same exact thing, basically. And in like the Hmong culture in like Tibetan, they have like what's called soul pendants, basically. And sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but they're like, it's like the swirl symbol, and it goes on a necklace, and they give it to babies to protect babies from evil spirits when they're born. And when you do rituals like astral projection and stuff like that, they would wear a soul pendant to make sure that their soul returns safely into their body, to make sure that no negative spirit like can steal their body. Because I have like experienced that quite often, like over at least 5 times, and it was so random to me at the times when it did happen. Like, I didn't understand. It would just be like a blackout, and I didn't know what would happen, and then I'd like flash back into my body for like a second, and then go back out of it, and I would only remember like seconds of it, and then I'd just be gone. And I don't really have like, I don't see, this is what's different about me doing like it astral projecting on DMT. When I left my body at that time, like I knew my soul was somewhere else. Sometimes when my body gets hijacked, it's like a complete blackout. I don't know, I don't see nothing, it's a completely different experience. So that is how I know my soul is still stuck here, trying to get back into my body, but the spirit just doesn't want to leave it. Whereas I'm in control of my spirit and I know like what I'm doing. It's a complete different like experience, but similar. You know what I mean? But yeah, I have never tried this before because honestly, I don't really, no one's ever asked me to, and this is like I'm very confident in myself that I'm able to perform these tasks now because I know that I've mastered, like even though I'm not in the secret society of the medicine lodge, like I learned this all myself, well, with the help of spirit, but I know I'm a master, obviously. Like there's like level 7 I think is the highest you can get, but I know I'm my own master, like level 7 medicine man. I know I've maxed out, like qualified credentials, like Harvard type. Make sure the environment in which you will be working is clean and prepared. Make sure there is no interruptions or disturbances. These are very important too because it's all about focus. It's all about intent and energy. Like, perform a relaxation exercise prior to working on the individual. This is more effective if it includes rhythmic breathing. That's another huge thing. Perform the breathing on exercise previously described. This can be done before the person to be healed even arrives. Make sure you concentrate on the specific healing quality of the appropriate bird. So yeah, like before they would come into like the doctor's office, the medicine man would like meditate and like pick up the feather and breathe the medicine man's energy through the feather that he's going to use on the patient, basically. Number 4, if the exact health problem cannot be determined or the appropriate bird cannot be determined, simply see this technique as a means of breathing new life into the person. Like I was saying with the sun, imagine like the sun rays going through the body. It's just like that, but with your breath. Simply focus on your totem helping you to activate a more vital breath in the person who has come for a treatment. And like this is like the image. Healing by breathing through the feather. Place the feather upon the troubled area, then cup your mouth over the feather and breathe through it into the troubled area. Visualize your breath activating and sending the archetypal energies associated with the feather into that part of the body. See it being healed and strengthened. And have the individual take either a seated or standing position, then cleanse the aura, sweeping it clean with a feather aura duster as described in exercise number 4. Like a feather fan. I need to make a real one. Like, I've been meaning to do that for a while. Now have the individual sit or lay down. He or she must be in a position in which you can place the feather directly upon the body. This can be used with any feather other than owl feathers. When working with owl medicine, a touch of the feather can push the problem deeper into the body. So owl feathers should not touch the body. Yeah, I guess that's a no-go. Like I said, though, I respect the owl. Like, I love the owl, and it's not... The owl's not... Yeah. Me and the owl be like this. We got different respect for each other. Place the feather upon the area of the body needing help and cup your hands on either side of it. Then lower your head so that your mouth is cupped over your hands directly over the feather. Begin slow rhythmic breathing. See yourself blowing, activating the energy of the feather and breathing new life into the unbalanced part of the body. See yourself sending the I don't even know how to pronounce that. Archetypal force of the bird into the body to heal and strengthen the unbalanced condition. The warmth of the breath, the visualization, and the feather work together to give form and focus to the healing energies most needed by the individual. See and feel wind blowing through the body and taking with it any ill health conditions to be scattered, dissipated, and eliminated by the divine winds of the world. Continue this until you feel or think it is complete. End this by cleansing the aura again using your feather aura duster. There are, of course, many variations of which can be used. Sound is a powerful additive to this exercise. Again, binaural beats and frequencies that heal probably help a lot. Drums, rattles, breathing and toning, like tuning forks. Breathing and toning certain chants through the feather to the body will elicit powerful results. Remember that sound is part of the element of air. Breathe and tone the vowel sound of the individual's first name. This will make the healing more effective. The vowels and the first name are direct links to the primal energies of the individual. Again, that's our contract. That is our blueprint. That is our... So, if you are trying to force a spirit out of somebody's body, by law, universal law, judgment from the gods, by divine archetypes, they will force a spirit to leave the body. It has to. It's just, that's the way that the world works. That is why our Creator is a holy Creator. Our Creator is not unjust. Our Creator is not cruel. Our Creator doesn't punish people. He doesn't kill people because, I don't know. So, like, those who, like, are, like, upset that God is a bad God because, like, he allowed somebody in their family to die and whatnot. No, he did not do that. He did not. He is loving and just. In the universal laws, they're like that because there has to be a give and a take. But the Creator gave us free will, and that is where it comes in, that the take part. But if you choose to give only and, like, not take any, then you will not see, like, I don't know. But our Creator is very pure, and it is our own free will that causes these negative things to occur. There are, of course, many variations. You may also choose to begin by generally breathing into the body. Try placing the feather at the crown of the head, the chest, and the feet, and breathing through them in each of these positions before going to the specific problem area. Don't be afraid to experiment. Trust your intuition in this process. Again, a lot of it has to do with intuition. Developing your intuition is a supernatural human gift. You become a superhero, basically. It's like the Matrix. Like, you know, Neo, when he's just moving. When you allow your intuition to do that for you and you don't have to think, you're one step ahead all the time. You cannot be defeated because God is working through you. You are like a god, basically. That is what it is symbolic of. Like, that is what the Matrix movie it means. Whoa, did you see that? Oh, it looked weird with the thing back there. It looked pixelated. But anyway, that is what it means. It's also, like, a lot of things are symbolic. It's deeper than that. Like, looking, like, you know? But yeah, that is how I developed my intuition. And my intuition was never as strong as it is now. But, like, cancers are just naturally more intuitive because we are more in touch with our emotions. So even though, yeah, they say cancers are crybabies or, like, they're emotional. Yeah, but we're way more intuitive because we have emotional IQ that is a lot more we're more in touch with it. But understand which, like, each sign has like their own unique. See, like, I can't do some of the things other signs can do as well. I could still learn them, but it's gonna be a lot more difficult than somebody who their sign already is like in touch with those characteristics. You may also choose to begin by generally breathing into the whatever. Everyone you work on will be a little different. Remember that birds help us to use the intuitive faculties with more creative and flexibility. Cleansing the aura with feathers. So that was the whole exercise, but cleansing the aura with feathers. One of the most common methods of using feathers is to cleanse or dust the aura. Most people today associate them with Native American and shamanic activities. Feathers used in this process are called by a variety of names, then the two most common being an aura duster or a feather duster. They take a variety of forms, and on the following page, several of these are depicted. Aura dusters can be made up of many feathers or even just a single feather itself. Turkey, vulture feathers make excellent dusters for cleansing out the aura. The human aura is an energy field that surrounds the human body in all directions. It is comprised of many forms of energy, but it has a strong electromagnetic aspect. This means we are constantly giving off and absorbing energy. Everything and everyone we encounter has the capability of affecting our energy. Unless we are aware of this exchange, we can accumulate a lot of energy debris in the courses of the day. In many ways, it is like static electricity that has accumulated and has a detrimental effect. So, while Europeans and settlers see sage as releasing the demons or keeping away demons, you got the whole thing wrong, basically. It is for cleansing our own energy so that we can think for ourselves instead of not knowing what is going on, because we've just been around so many different energies that it's like, yeah, electromagnetic, and no information can get in, no information can get out. It's because you're surrounded by so much different energy. See, when you learn to like look into things, or if you don't know something about something and you don't assume something about it, or you don't have a flawed view, or like, I don't even know, if you don't have a stereotype around something and you actually look into it, you might actually learn a thing or two. And that's why I love looking at every single culture and their rituals and their practices, because even though it may be different, they're probably doing it for a reason. And I'm guessing mostly it's not to, work with devils or work with bad energies. Unless you see a certain type of group that their whole group stands for something negative. Obviously, then I probably wouldn't want to do those type of things and activities that they're performing, you know? It's common sense, you get what I mean? But so that is another reason why like newborn babies should be, that is why they should not be sent back to work right away. That is why they should not be working close to the period when they're about to give birth. They should be least stressed as possible throughout the pregnancy, and at least like 3 to 6 months after the birth. And that is for the child's benefit, not for the mother, but the mother too, because the mother, well, obviously the mother as well, but it's more importantly for the baby, because the baby and the mother at that time is just such a crucial time for them to just like be connected, so that is how one can get the feminine energies the best, and like the most motherly energies you could give is if that occurs. Like they say, like the eagle, like when the two eagles mate, the male and female, the male doesn't even come around the female for, I think it's like 1 month maybe, or 2 months or something, a period of time, because that time alone with the mother is just, it's needed with no interference, so that baby can understand who it is, where it comes from, and have its own identity. But when you see these newborn babies brought out to the Super Bowl, or they brought out to Luke Combs concert, or Lady Gaga, or or like the shopping malls, every person that walks by that newborn baby, you don't know what this person got going on in their life, how much whatever they do, whether they fight everybody they see, or they're screaming at their kids or parents or whatever. If they walk by that baby, guess what? All of that negative energy is now, where does it go? In your baby's electromagnetic field. And you wonder why these kids act bad as hell, like they ain't got no parents, because they just exchange so much energy from not the nicest part of the neighborhood, or like wherever, or even the nicest part of the neighborhood, who their family got into an argument or something, who knows. That is why it is so critical and crucial for us to learn more about the development of humans, babies, children, and their parents, and how important those relationships actually are. Like, I don't think like we can see there's a clear indication of kids getting more undisciplined throughout time. It's clear to us that, oh, these kids don't listen like they used to, or whatever, it's obvious, because that relationship at their birth is not, it's been, it's just, you get what I'm saying. There needs to be more research done on that, but using my intuitive gifts and what we can learn from other animals, because they are very good teachers to us, that is what my personal belief is on how that could change so much. That is how that is one of my jobs I'm here to do, is have a child and to give them this opportunity to grow up in this way. Because think of if they did grow up in this way, and somebody had a very loving mother, a very loving father, and they both showered the kid with affection, love in the right way. They've healed all of their traumas, so there's going to be no conflict within this kid's life, right? Think of the possibilities that kid is going to grow up to have. Endless. Who knows? Like, the research behind that is none. Like, that kid could be like a demigod or like a considered a whatever. That kid would be considered very gifted because it had all of the right elements in its environment to function at its most efficient level possible. Like, think about if your body needs every mineral and whatever, that kid's would be at 100 out of 100% in every area it would need. You get what I mean? And it would have the least amount of influence from outside factors in the most critical parts of being born, or like when it is introduced into the world. And that's when the fetus develops until, yeah. Aura dusters are effective to use before and after any healing activity. They are also beneficial to use every day to sweep out the energy debris you have accumulated in the course of the day's activities. That's what I used to tell people. If you're not cleansing daily, you're falling behind. You're lacking. If you don't cleanse daily, you're lacking. Because the aura extends in all directions, you want to perform the dusting in the fronts, back, sides, head, and feet. Do not touch the body with the feathers, but simply use a soft, sweeping motion about 2 to 3 inches out from the body. Start at the head and move down. Visualize as you do that you are literally sweeping and dusting all negativity away from the body. Remember, all energy follows thought, and birds and feathers are linked to the thought process. Also, sweep the front and the back and do extra dusting in any area of the body that you feel inspired. Go under the arms and have the individual raise his or her feet and dust them. You may even envision it as you are creating an ethereal wind to sweep over and cleanse that area of the body. Think of it as like a bubble of divine protection. To enhance the effect, smudging can also be used. This is a Native American process of brushing the fragrance and smoke of incense over the body to further cleanse and purify. Often a bowl is used to burn the incense, and as the smoke rises, it is brushed with the feathers over and around the entire body of the individual. It is the means of bathing and purifying fragrance. Sage, cedar, sweetgrass are common herbs used for it. Frankincense and myrrh are also effective cleansing fragrances that can be used. I do them daily. Here's some myrrh. Shout out to myrrh. One of the gifts given baby Jesus. Shouts out to myrrh. Yeah, and if you want to know anything that you could donate me, or if you want to donate to just to show love, I don't have an Amazon wish list, but I'll tell you my wish list right now. Frankincense, myrrh, sweetgrass. I love sweetgrass. Cedar, sage. I'll highly, highly, highly accept those gifts. I can't get enough of them. I'll burn like a whole bundle of sage. Like, one day I think I burned like 12 or 13 bundles of sage just for the love of Mother Earth. That's how sick that she was telling me that she needed. So I just burned like 13 bundles all at once. Just for respect, just for love, and just, trying to show her that like I care enough to want to like do this gesture for her, just out of the kindness of my heart. Just because, like, imagine if your mom's sick. Imagine if your mom got COVID or whatever. Like, you'd want to care for her, right? Same thing with our planet. Like, you guys don't... I hope you start to understand, like, the importance of, like, we're all connected as one. Like, we are all the same. We are interconnected, and how important it is not only to take care of ourselves, but to take care of others. And that is why, like, I'm doing like this. That is why it's so important. It's not that I have to prove myself to anybody. That's not it at all. It is that I have to show how important this is throughout the whole world, because this is reality. It's not that I need to prove myself to anybody. I know what it is I know. But it's that the world needs to wake up and know this, because once that happens, life will become so much easier. Things that we do not yet know of will be invented in this super crazy way. I don't even know. I can't even imagine it at this moment. Who knows? It'll be way beyond flying cars though. It'll be like what they had in the pyramids, and what they really represented and for. They said water would travel down them, and if you drank that water, it'd cure all cancer instantly. I don't know exactly how they did it, but shout out to the Mer. But things like that would become second nature to humans. If that is not something that humans would not want to strive towards, and they would want to continue just to work a 9 to 5, and this is as good as life is going to get, that is unfortunate. And that is super weak, honestly, if you ask me. And I want to ask you, what is your opinion on that? Do you think working a 9 to 5 in this life that we live in right now is as good as life on this planet could ever get? I don't know. Reflect on it. Let me know in the comments what you think. But I, myself, personally, can envision something so much greater for all of us. And it's not because I want control and power. It is because I see that these things are very much possible if we can work together. And that's that. But yeah, that is what I got for right now. There's another crucial information. Please share this. Please. I need the world to understand that you don't need to go to college to be considered good at what you do, or what you know, or what you understand. Even though I am in college, but for business, obviously, not for science or whatever. But just because I didn't go to school does not mean my wisdom and knowledge should be discredited or not looked upon, not considered, because I did not go to school to learn information that was written by European settlers on the history in whatever in America. Doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is. I'm proving myself that you do not need to go to college to show the world that whatever it is that you want to do in life, if you're good at it and you love to do it and you have passion behind it, college shouldn't have to be a requirement. A lot of people learn better by visualizing things as well as seeing other people do it. Reading books is not the only way to learn things. It's not the only way to prove that you're qualified for this job. Honestly, I think it's completely a waste of time. It's a lot of time spent in college that's just unnecessary. Think of how much time we're wasting by doing that. If somebody could go in there and learn it hand on hand at a much quicker pace, then what are they doing wasting 4 years of college? Honestly, it's probably just another money scheme that they love to get you with. Just like our phone bills, just like our electricity, just like our heating. It all should be free. That technology has been here on Earth and is being used today, and they are charging all of us to use it, even though they get it for free. That is what they don't want you to know. Please share this. Please, please, please. Please. I'm telling you. Why do you think they don't care to give people on like food stamps and stuff? They don't care to give you a free cell phone with phone service every month. Because it doesn't cost them anything already to begin with. So yeah, it seems like the government's helping. They're helping you, or they're helping people who are, less fortunate. Why not help everybody? Because you have the capability to do it, and it's already free to you guys. Transformation with the butterfly. I've left the cocoon. I've elevated. I've ascended. I've leveled up. This is my transformation. I'm in my zone. But yeah, they have this information. They have this technology. Shout out to Nikola Tesla, the real OG, not Elon Musk. No. Shout out to Nikola Tesla. Ask your United States government, where are the Tesla towers? Because you think they really just got rid of it? And they use AC to DC or whatever it is? DC, yeah, AC to DC. Or DC to AC, whichever one that they use through the power lines. Ask your United States government, why do they use that when they have the Tesla towers? And ask them, where are the Tesla towers? They're not just going to get rid of it. Why would they? It generates free energy. And then they force you into these jobs your whole lives to work for them to control you. You see how I'm not playing. Believe it or not, it don't matter. It's the truth. I know they're really going to hate this one. When this one comes out, they're really going to hate it. But I'm freeing everybody. I don't care. Those 1% people who own everything, imagine if everybody at Amazon quit their job today. How much would Bezos really have? He can't make he can't produce none of it. What is he gonna do? He don't respect his workers enough. He don't pay them good enough for the billions or however much he got. I think his workers should be paid at least, like, they should be paid like doctors. But yet you pay them like minimum wage and they barely get bathroom breaks. But yet we have the ability. They already do use free energy. They have the technology. They've been had the technology. They have zero gravity flying saucers. We've been had this technology. Now people are really starting to wake up a little more and starting to like ask questions though. Like they've had this stuff since World War II. Is when the first flying saucer landed in Germany in World War II. That is why Germany lost the war. Because they moved all their operations down to Antarctica, built underground bases to build these spaceships. And they lost the war basically. Even though they would have won it completely. They did win it though. Because after America dropped the nuke, flying saucers appeared over the White House. It's like 7 of them. So yeah, cool, United States, you have an atomic bomb, but we have spacecraft that can go outer space. That uses zero gas. How did they find this out? They channeled it. They reverse engineered the spacecraft. Not hard to do. Anybody who asks themselves questions can figure out how to reverse engineer something. It's not that difficult. You just take something apart and you ask, I wonder what this is for, what does this do? I wonder. Pretty simple. Boom. So, that is why and they make it seem like it's a battle. They make it seem like Walmart, Target. They make it seem like iPhone, Android. They make it seem like, whatever. Huntington, Wells Fargo. It's the same people who own them all. They make it seem like you have a choice, kind of like the presidential election. Like you're free. This is the land of the free, right? You have a choice. They own all the choices. The choice that you do have, though, is to take back your own control and power of your own life. Help out your neighbor, your community. Build community gardens. Start a tribe. Quit your jobs. You would never have to work a day in your life again if you just helped out the community in the activities that they needed to live. Kind of like how living here on this earth should be. Not slaving away the day, like our whole lives, not even get to spend time to see our kids grow up, or don't have time for anything. You wake up at 7 a.m., drive to work, you get home at about 5:30, 6 o'clock, you cook dinner, watch maybe a show or two, and it's time for bed, and then you wake up, do it again. Ask yourself, do you love to live that way? Do you enjoy it? Does it give you a sense of freedom? Does it give you a sense of fulfillment? Would you rather be doing something else in life? Would you be less stressful if you didn't have to do that? Doesn't it seem like a better way of living to you? Ask yourself these questions. I've asked myself these questions long times ago, but I was considered crazy. It's okay. I knew the truth, but I'm trying to wake you guys up to the truth. Just please share this video. Make this go viral. Please. Please, please, please. Because then, that, I feel like, would spark the time that the government would no longer exist, in that the Native Americans would get their karma, their positive karma for handling things the right way. They would get their land back, essentially. And they could show people how to live in harmony with all things, instead of these money-hungry, controlling, the people running the show right now. Sleepy Joe gotta go. That's 2028. I think, isn't that the new next election year? 2028. That's the motto. Sleepy Joe gotta go. And whoever else is running, shut it down. Honestly. They all, if those are what's represented in America and that's the best we have to offer, there's no wonder why we're in trouble. Look at what we have representing the country. No offense. They've probably lived commendable lives. Probably military involved. Had a lot of, valor. a lot of status quo. You know, them type of guys. Not the most honorable, who would do the most for their country, for the better of all people. No, not them guys. We don't want them to run our country. We want the ones who are gonna like do what we can get the most beneficial things from, and we'll keep it a secret from the rest. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to make that. There was supposed to be a good video, but the end kind of turned I don't know, spiteful or something. Not spiteful, but I'm just sick of living like this. I'm sick of everybody struggling while these people just live these lavish lifestyles. So let's take it back. Please share this. If you share this, I will love you forever. Make this go viral. Fox 9 News, Channel 9 News, World News, Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg. Please don't fact check this. George Soros. Even though something didn't happen on Wednesday and the correct information was it happened on Thursday, the fact was still true, but the days were just mixed up. Anyways, I love you guys. Please share this. This is real information. This is real knowledge. This is real medicine. This is real life. Let my people show you a good way of living that can do way more for this whole planet than anyone can even imagine. If you just let the people who can help be in the right positions to help everybody. Otherwise, like I said, 2042, we're all dead. Pick which one you want. It's up to you. But I love you guys. I'll pray for you all. Thank you, Mother, Father. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you to you all. I love you all. Love you, hugs. And I'll see you tomorrow or something. Please share this.